All right, guys, what do we got?
Coach, how much did spring ball help you hit the ground running today?
I think it's a combination of from the period when we came back in January to spring ball, and then from spring ball, the 8 weeks of 8 hours a week since spring ball was over. You know, so Lee, spring ball seems like a long time ago. You know, it's a step-by-step process. Again, just how much appreciation I have for these kids. These kids, how much they put into this. So, you know, we'll see. You know, we still have a lot of new faces. You know, just looking at, again, you know, it's exciting because there is new faces, but it's concerning as well, just the inexperience we have. That's why we're kind of in a race against the clock right now.
Injuries obviously a big deal last year. How cool is it just to see like guys like Trent Sellers and Alex Art out here more healthy?
Yeah, those guys. I mean, it's encouraging to see. You know, I just all of us just hope for the best because of how much, you know, particularly those injured guys have put into this. You know, we always talk about Trent Sellers and Alex Hart. You know, but go right to the three running backs. You know, Kentrell Moran, who's been around here, Day Vigilant, who's been around here. L.O. Johnson, who's been around here, all three guys coming off knees. I'm not sure anybody would quite understand unless you've been through it yourself, coming back from those major injuries, what that means, you know, how much these guys have invested. So for all of our injured guys, but all of our guys across the board, the investment that's made in doing this.
I remember towards the end of the season last year, you said nobody's got carte blanche as far as the quarterback position goes. When do you feel like, in your experience, will you know that's the guy that we need to go?
Well, you know, it's such a, you know, the dynamics of things change so fast that we all know that even when a decision is made as far as who the starter is, that can change. Yeah, I don't think it's quite as dramatic as, okay, the decision's made and we say, okay, that's what's going to be the rest of the season. So you always have one eye on that. You know, for example, you know, I mentioned, I think it was Tuesday, you know, Tavaka Toyota, he's still at home. His grandfather has made progress, still not at the point where Tavaka can be back here. He's helping his grandmother and his mom. But there's just an example right there, right, of, you know, you say, when will the decision made? I mean, not always do we hold the exact timing of that. Sometimes the timing is given to us by circumstances and situations.
From the other end, though, you got to be kind of excited with the depth that you have at quarterback, yeah?
Yeah, but, you know, again, all of a sudden, just with Tavaka not here today, you look back out there, certainly Sharon Jones is much improved, should be much improved. Trey Hall is now a red shirt freshman instead of a true freshman. And then Brant Hughes is a junior college guy, but it still looks thin. You know, all of a sudden with one of those four guys not here, you look up and kind of say, oh no, here we go again. You know, we do have some depth. We do have some experience now with Sharon and Trey. But so much of this, you know, kind of rides on Tavaka being back here and Tavaka being 100% as well.
Do you know when he's going to be back? Do you know when he's going to be back?
Well, you know, I don't control the medical prognosis of his grandfather, as I just said. So whenever that situation gets stabilized, he'll be back.
Any
Very close-knit family. You know, he actually went to the Samoan Islands this summer. The family all together went on a trip.
Any other updates on guys absent? Cuffy wasn't in.
Cuffy had 101 temperature. He was in all meetings, but not out here on the practice field because they're going to diagnose him, have some tests. Hopefully it's not strep throat. But he showed up today with 101 temperature.
When do you guys plan to go pads?
NCAA rule when you're allowed to go pads. I'm sure you know that rule, right?
So I was looking, just watched today. I mean, Kress is just a guy that really stands out. And I mean, how much of he adds like an extra dimension, it seems like, as you free up some other guys. How key is he going to be?
A couple of these new receivers in here that we're really, really excited about. Jordan Kress is one of them. Very explosive. Kind of, if you remember back to Emmanuel Harris, that kind of body type, you know, thicker than the average receiver, kind of a running back body, but very explosive. Really finished the spring strong. I think Jordan Kress and Manny Logan Green is a guy that is also highly recruited and explosive. And then I always put Lily and Jay Griffin in that group of new guys, maybe even Aaron Molina, who's been around here that we redshirted last year. I mean, it's a, starting day one, I mean, it is an exciting group at receiver.
Any captains being get?
I'm going to wait. I talked to our team last night. We're going to wait. I want to get through pads. I want to get through contact. I want to get through camp. We've got a good idea, and our players have a good idea based on just all summer being here together. But, this is a contact sport. I want to go through scrimmages. I want to hit some of those bumps in the road that may come through scrimmages, and let the leadership kind of go where it goes here. I just think it's too soon for us. I want to take it all the way through camp. So when we vote on captains, it's everybody on this field, including the new guys that haven't seen some of the older guys in pads. Nobody's seen Trent Sellers in pads yet with the new guys that all came in, even in the spring. Nobody's seen Alex Hart in pads. This is a contact sport, so again, I just want to let it play out here before we vote.
What was it like to have Paul Weir out here?
It's good, man. I like him. He and I talk pretty frequently. We talked last night at 9:30 at night. He and I talked together. He and I kind of understand a lot of things. We kind of have a common purpose and some common problems and some common things, and I've really come to enjoy him. So it was good to have him out here, give him the opportunity to speak to our team, and I think our team appreciated it as well. Plus Brandon Mason out here. But I asked him, are you as good as you look? He always teases me with that big body, how he looks. I was going to put him in there tight end, see if he's got anything left. A lot of guys, I used to look good too. That didn't mean I could play. So I shout out to Brandon Mason coming out here too. He looks pretty good.
You have a leadership team during the summer, and were any of those guys that stood out in terms of the way that they, carried themselves?
Across the board. What we did was we voted by unit in the summer for the leadership within your unit or your position group. In other words, the specialist had a leader, the corners had a leader, and he was the leader through that summer. For the one line of communication, where there was one guy to be in charge of all the communication. And then we take that from now, we open it back up. We'll vote for about a 10-member leadership team that gets their picture on that thing out here and then in the end zone. And then however the captains shake out within that vote, where that line is drawn. If we have two guys that are the first two in the top 10, then they'll be. If there's four guys that are close together, it'll be the four guys. Again, it's just there's so many new faces that I want to have the new faces have a chance to see all the guys that potentially could be captains. Because, but it's a step-by-step process in building through that. In the summer we started it out like that, just by position. We're just get to know your guys at your position group. That's all you need to know. You don't need to know the whole team yet. That'll come gradually. Just make the decision in your position group, and then we take it more to a team thing.
Are there any guys you'd like to highlight that maybe the extra work ethic sort of led by example? Things like that?
There's a lot of guys that love football. We have new guys here that love football. I don't want to start mentioning names, but I think that's the thing that the freshness of new guys that come in here that really, really are hungry and want to get on that field and love football. Okay?
Awesome.
All right, guys. Appreciate you.